Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to Growing Our Homestead. We're going to do a little bit of an update and a couple of cool things today. But thank you so much for joining us, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that and hit the like button for us so that we can get some momentum and get some more views on here. Thank you. Okay, so welcome back to the channel. First thing we're going to do today is we have a seed package that I ordered from a new place that I have not ordered from before. It's called Brim Seed Company. They do all heirlooms, so I was really excited to find some stuff that I couldn't find at some of the other places that a lot of the big YouTubers recommend to find good heirlooms. A lot of the stuff was out of stock and missing, so I was excited to find this place. I got just a few things. Me and Peyton got excited and ordered just a couple of little things just because we knew that we couldn't do a whole lot. It looks like I might be missing something. Yep. So, they actually gave me a free seed packet as well, which I'm always a fan of some free seeds. This is a Snapdragon mix, which I typically would not buy for myself, but how exciting it always is to thoroughly get something that you enjoy, like flower seeds, that you wouldn't spend money on for yourself. I love that. So first thing we got was a cosmic purple carrot. I've heard really great things about these being great for kids wanting to eat them. I have also heard that the purple does not go all the way through, that it's purple on the outside, orange on the inside, and that that just inspires kids to eat it because it's cool looking. But I did also hear that the purple in it will actually dye any food that you cook with it. Still super excited that I found these. These were out of stock somewhere else that I got it. Then I got two different kinds of beans. I got one bush bean, which I normally don't get, and a pole bean. I got the Royal Burgundy bush bean. I figured I would try these in the Greenstalk planter. A lot of people have a lot of good success having them in a Greenstalk planter, any kind of bush bean. So I'm excited about that. Normally I would not buy bush beans. I'm pretty much against them on a regular basis, but I'm interested in trying some new things this year. And on top of that, the pods on this are a bright purple color, so I'm excited to see that as well. I'd show you the seeds, but I was just kind of under enthused about the seeds. They're just a plain like brown seed. Then I also got a pole bean. Typically I like to grow Blue Lake pole beans. Blue Lakes have always been one of my favorite as far as just a generic green bean goes. This time I wanted to try something different. Like I said before, I'm just kind of interested in trying things that I don't normally do. This is a rattlesnake pole bean. And it actually has a green pod with purple stripes that go throughout it. Now, as far as I know, all of the beans that have these really cool colors like this, they actually turn green once you cook them. So that is kind of sad, but at the same time, it's beautiful just to have it growing in the garden that color. And I'm all about finding beautiful ways to make food growing interesting. So I got those as well. Then I found this, it's called a Minnesota Midget Melon. It's a cantaloupe, according to the description. It says, early bounty of miniature melons, 4 to 6 inch delicious fruits grow on 3-foot vines. Great options for containers. I do have a few containers down in the garden area that I was looking for something cool to grow in them. And one of them is a square container that's probably about this wide that is right off the end of my Vigo bed. And I was kind of hoping to cut a piece of fencing to kind of have a cool trellis right there. And this fit the bill perfect. The other thing that I do want to try to grow, I'm going to run out of space. I've already decided and had to buy another Vigo bed, and I bought another Greenstalk because I'm really enjoying this. I wanted to grow the Kajari melons as well. I did already have seeds from the Kajari melon from when I tried to grow them before. I just didn't have the right soil for it and it didn't survive. But I do have more seeds. So between the Kajari and the Minnesota Midget Cantaloupe, I'm pretty excited. I also bought some butternut squash. I'm still trying to completely plan out where I would put butternut squash in my current situation. I'm almost feeling like I just want to find a random patch on the side of the the mountain behind me where it's cleared for the road and stuff, and just kind of clear everything out and let it grow on the side of the cliff. It's not really a cliff. The embankment, I guess. Because obviously butternut squash is going to be a crawler. It's going to want a lot of space, and I'm just not going to have it in my cute little garden space right now. So that's what I got from Brim Seed Company. They're in Texas, little family-run business from what I could tell. They've been around for quite a few years. I don't know. I know of at least 5 years that they've been around from my research. But I think they've been around a little bit longer than that. Really, really nice people. It seems that they really have a heart for heirlooms. And they also have some stuff labeled in there that says it's Southern adopted, which means, of course, it's going to be a little bit more heat tolerant. And for a lot of you guys, that's going to be a big deal. I don't get super high temperatures where I am here. I'm in Western North Carolina. I'm about an hour and a half southwest of Asheville. Most people know where Asheville is. And we just don't get super, super hot summers. If we hit the 90s, that's pretty extreme for our area. So that's not something that I necessarily worry about, but I do have a lot of family that lives more south than I do, and they would probably be interested to know that company does offer seeds for their area. Okay, so when we did some seed starting the last time, I had the two little kids with me. That was Peyton and Mason, our youngest. This time they are not here, but we are going to try something a little bit different. I thought when I purchased the pots that I got from Bootstrap Farmer, which I love, that was going to be enough for what I was starting. I've heard foretell of such a thing as called chicken math and cow calculus. What I was never warned about was the fact that there's definitely dividing a garden, which is more like multiplication if you ask me. The more I've started, the more I've looked at seeds, the more I've tried to decide what I want to grow, the more I've wanted to grow. And to make a long story short, I needed more. Bootstrap Farmer was a while out before they could get me my stuff, and a lot of the stuff that I wanted to start, I needed to get started pretty quickly. Our last frost date is somewhere around the beginning of May, give or take. If you talk to the local yokels, they'll say anywhere from Easter to Mother's Day, and that's a pretty big stretch sometimes. This year, it's about a month. So I'm planning on somewhere around the 1st of May, I'm hoping to be able to plant. Now, I know that I might have to put some buckets over top, put some of the frost fabric, stuff like that. I'm preparing for it, but I'm counting it to be about there. So right now is about my 8 weeks that I need to start, like tomatoes and some little flowers. I want to go ahead and get the snapdragons going just so I can put them out when they're really beautiful. I've got a marigold that takes a while to get started that I want to go on, and a ground cherry, as well as I've got some Turkish orange eggplant, which I'm pretty excited about. If you look, it actually looks a lot like a pumpkin and not like an eggplant. But this is supposedly an eggplant. And then I got a purple bumblebee tomato, which I'm pretty excited about. I've got a gold nugget tomato. Triple crop tomato, which I'm super excited about. I've heard such great things about that. And a sunray tomato. And I want to get all those started. Oh, and the other thing I did, my kids are in love with those little tiny sweet peppers that you can buy from the grocery store. And I know they're probably hybrids and they're F1s and they're not open pollinated, but I wanted to give it a shot. So I saved some seeds from the last peppers that they ate. I've got some seeds from a yellow one, seeds from a red one, and seed from an orange one. I probably need to get some little baggies to separate these. I just put them out on a paper towel when I first did it. So what we're going to do, I really only have room for 2 more trays on my shelf. I even hurry up and had Amazon. Those were all of my pepper seeds. They just flew everywhere. The wind is a little much today, but there is no room inside of my house, so this is what we've got. In the summertime when we can, we eat supper on the porch, we play on the porch, we talk on the porch, we hang out in the evenings on the porch. We really do not go inside, just because it is a tiny home and there are 6 of us, 4 of those being children with a lot of energy. And thank goodness we're coming out of winter. Winter's hard sometimes. Everybody gets a little bit of cabin fever, and I feel like we've experienced that this year on a level I was not prepared for. But I'm very happy we did it. You know, they have this old saying, love grows best in little houses. And they've turned it into wall signs and wall art at this point, and it's all quite adorable. But the reality is that when you're in a small space together, now mind you, last June is when we all moved in together. Peyton and Mason are by birth mine. Caden and Hudson, who you will meet soon, we're working on incorporating them into a video probably the next weekend that we have them, which won't be this weekend but the following weekend. They are my boyfriend John's. So Peyton and Mason are 6 and 8. Caden and Hudson are 11 and 14. So it was a bit of a challenge at first. We all moved in together in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, well, 2.5 bedroom. There's a loft. That's my daughter's. She's the only girl, so she gets the loft. 2.5 bedroom, 1-bath, tiny home together. We have my children about, I don't know, more often than not. We have his children every other week. And so when it's all of us together for the week, when the boys are here, it's quite lovely and terrifying all at the same time. So we all love each other very, very much. We all get along very, very much, and we all miss each other very, very much. But if you can imagine that difference of an age group being in a tiny home for 7 days, there's times when it gets a little complicated. Mornings before school in one bathroom, school, and we both work full time. So it's a mad dash. There's early mornings and late nights to make it all work, but it is so worth it. You can't be angry at each other for very long when you can't walk through a room without bumping into them. And that's about the situation that we have, and we love it, but it is challenging. Oh, on that note, we actually heard from the bank again today, and I know I didn't mention it in the last video, but we are working on trying to get a bank to finance a barn-dominium, which is incredibly way too complicated. But long story short, because it's made out of metal, most banks won't mess with it, so you have to find a bank that might mess with it, but they're not sure, and you go through a lot of rigmarole to get it going. It's going to be wonderful once we get it, and it's looking very promising at this point, so we're just chugging along, keep on hoping. It's long periods of time that we don't hear from them, and then they'll pipe back up and they'll be like, oh, we need this next big batch of information and paperwork. So we're working through that, but we did hear back from them today with another question, but it's always great news when they're still asking questions. So I thought I would update y'all on that. So what I thought I would do, back on subject, for my new seed starting is we would try something different. What we're going to try today is actually planting in solo cups. I found these really cheap, and there's about 100 in them. Oh, no, I bought 50. I did not buy 100. And I've got 2 trays that I can put them in, and then I bought this grow light, which is just like the one that I have hooked up inside already. And we're going to set up the second 2 tiers of my grow area. So the thing with the solo cups is that you have to put a hole in them. And that's best done with a drill. So I'm going to take a few of these cups and I'm going to drill it. I do not have a cool drill belt right now. All I have is a regular Phillips head. So let's see if this works. I always try to work with what I've got. So here we go. Let's see how we did. Well, we didn't make it all the way through the whole stack. Looks like we made it through 4 cups. Let's do 4 more. Four more complete. Okay, so we got about half of the cups dealt with. Got holes in them. That's probably about all the sunlight that I have for this evening. It's still early, so we're still having early sunsets. So I'm going to go ahead and put these out. I did want to share with you guys one thing that I learned this week. So initially, you guys saw me using this. So that's what a gardener that's only ever gone by what she was told and not done a whole lot of research beforehand, that's what they would probably use. It says see starting on it. I found out recently that that is not necessarily the best thing to use. So this time I'm going to use some potting mix, and what I've decided to do, so the reason that you don't want to use this if you're going to have your plants in the same pot for long term is that it doesn't actually feed the vegetables at all. It's just sterile. There's no fungus, there's no bacteria, there's no good stuff. So I think what I've decided to do for the other ones that I already have going is I'm actually going to mix a small amount of fish emulsion into the watering, because I bottom water them, and hopefully that will keep them going long enough to get down into the garden beds. Comment down below if you think that's a good idea, if you don't think that's a good idea, or if you have any ideas of something that would work better besides repotting, because I don't have the space for it. Also, I'm going to go ahead and put you on a time lapse again, just because I'm going to be filling up all these cups with potting soil, and then we'll come back to it, okay? Hey guys, sorry, it's the next day. We had to take a break yesterday. We ran out of sunlight, but now we are going back out to go ahead and get everything going again. And this time I have a couple of helpers. Here's Pepe right here. Hi. And then Mason will be out in a moment. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start those other plants. And as we do that, you guys are going to be on a little bit of a time lapse watching us. We're going to do probably 4 tomato plants per little cup, since these cups are a little bit bigger. And then over here, I've got some sweet peppers that I've already planted. And then we're going to do some Aunt Molly's ground cherries, some Turkish eggplant, and then we're going to do a couple of flower seeds as well. So enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so we're headed down to the little garden setup, and we're going to plant our strawberries. I just bought these at a local store. Gonna put them in the ground. They said that it's okay to go ahead and put them in as long as they're deep enough under, and then they'll come up when they're ready. It's 70 degrees today, so I have a feeling that they're gonna be coming up pretty soon, and then I'm gonna be coming up with a cloth to cover them in so that they don't get ruined by the frost. I know they can handle some frost, but we might still have a couple of hard freezes ahead of us. So I'm going to set you up so that you can watch us. You want to hold this on the red?
Guys, when you see this black dirt, you do not go near it. That's where the camera is. Mama.
What is what? Strawberries. You're in front of the camera, Lovey. Alright, so these are how the strawberries came to us. Bare root. They do have some sprouts coming up on them, so after I get them out, I'm probably going to make sure those sprouts are deep under the ground just in case. Mason, be careful, don't knock over the camera.
I won't. Are you just giving it the texture? Yeah. It's so annoying to me.
I'm just digging as far as I can dig down in there and covering them up. They'll come up in the spring, well, closer to the spring. Hopefully they don't come up too soon. I'll have to keep an eye on them. Because if they come up pretty soon, then I'll have to take time and come out here and cover them with that white cloth that they use to protect against frost when they're at the store. Some of these do have some little greens showing on them. I would hate for them to get ruined. But I'm putting them about, I don't know, the tops are about 3 inches under the soil. Hopefully that's enough. If you guys are watching this and you see that I'm not doing something right, just comment and give me an idea. I mean, I definitely can always use some constructive information.
I'm making dirt.
I got this soil from our local nursery. It's called Winding Stair Nursery. And it's actually been really great soil. I used, they had a garden soil and I used it down in the beds that we haven't quite planted yet. But
I saved it. I did it.
we got you set back up. Sorry about that. The wind came a little bit too strong. We're up on the side of a mountain, so that's kind of how it happened. So anyways, as I was saying, I got this from our local nursery, Winding Stair Nursery. And the soil seems to be doing excellent. I might have just made a little bit of a mistake. I opened that container of the package of the bare root strawberries up here on the top of my Greenstalk. Now I've got dirt up here. I'm not sure that was the best idea. I was like, oh look, a little built-in surface. And now I'm thinking it's not a little built-in surface. So I'm thinking about those little holes, but I think I can just do this. And then put it back in here, and it should be fine. Yep, and it fits right back on there.
This is why you don't.
Okay, so we have the strawberries planted now, and I did want to let you guys know that I got some exciting prospects on possibly getting a couple of goats. I was really interested in this breed. They're called kinder goats. They're a mix of a Nubian and a Nigerian dwarf. They are going to be dual purpose goats, and I'm going this Saturday. It's literally just right over the mountain. I do work full time though, so I don't have time to go this week. But Saturday I'm going right over the mountain to visit them, love on them, and put the deposit down. I'm going to email the lady that I'm getting them from, find out if I can do just a little bit of filming of the two of them. They are black and white with markings, a brother and a sister. The brother is weathered, so there won't be any babies from these two necessarily, but the mama in the future. And I'm just excited that I have a brother and sister that are already going to be bonded, and I don't have to worry about them not getting along. I have a pen for them. It's like a 3-sided stall with fencing attached to it for a pasture for them. It's not much space right now, but they are going to be little. They're going to be ready sometime in April. And with that, if you guys have any ideas of goat names, I want the best goat name you can come up with. Put it down in the comment section below. That way I can look through them, make a decision. Maybe somebody will get chosen to have their goat name used. And then as well with that, if you guys have any advice, hey, look at this. Hey, don't forget about this. You might want to have this on hand in case something happens. Any advice at all, please do let me know. I've done a ton of research, but I always feel like you can always learn more, especially from other people. So if you just comment down below with any ideas that you have, I'd appreciate it. I just have to show you guys what my son is down here doing with the garbage from the strawberries. He's dipping it in a mud puddle and trying to collect water with the cardboard trash as I'm shooting a video. What do you plan on doing with the water after you collect it, Mason?
He said he's making a project.
Mason, what are you gonna, huh?
I'm going to get water and then I'm going to find something to put in it. I'm going to do a water test to see what floats and sinks.
Oh, well, okay then. All right, guys, I think that's going to be about it for this little vlog. If you have any other things that you want to let me know about, recommendations, anything like that, please feel welcome to add it down below. What is it, dear?
Click subscribe. Nailed it.
Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you would do that for me, I would gladly appreciate it. And notification bell. I think just about everybody on YouTube kind of knows the same thing. Until next time, have a great life.